Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mindy and today we're going to be doing an apartment renovation. I'm so excited to share this apartment with you guys. I had a lot of fun doing it. This is an apartment for two best friends and a roommate. And the roommate, I imagine eventually they become friends, so you can use the roommate system if you want, but if you want to control the type of sim that third roommate is going to be, then you can create your own, which is something that I did. I decided to just create that third roommate. That way I could still control that person, and I could also kind of manipulate their personalities and what they enjoy doing the most. So yeah, it's got kind of like a Three's Company vibe to it, but I had a lot of fun with this because I was able to make each bedroom reflect that Sim's personality. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I don't know, it's kind of a small apartment, but the bedrooms, they look small, but they're actually pretty big, pretty spacious. I was able to get full-size beds and dressers and desks with computers in each room. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a pretty spacious area. The living space is not as big. On the other hand, it's an open concept living room and kitchen, so you'll kind of see what I'm talking about as we go on. But yeah, the kitchen slash living room is not very open, but that's okay. I don't know, I really like it anyway. That's why I imagine that the roommates all become friends pretty quickly because they're all living in close quarters to each other, and so I imagine they would get to know each other pretty fast. So yeah, I had a lot of fun decorating this apartment. I was going for kind of like a Scandinavian mid-century modern type thing. I don't know, I've been looking at like Scandinavian style apartments or just rooms in general over on Pinterest a lot lately. That's kind of been like the style that I've been gravitating toward. I love it. So yeah, I just wanted to go for something very similar to that and kind of like a minimalist style. So I think a lot of like light wood tones, maybe even a little bit of a boho kind of style. I'm not really sure, but somewhere in between all of them, I kind of created my own little style in this apartment, but I think that it works pretty good. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, so the living room has a bookcase, a TV, and then a light in it. And then as you can see, the kitchen is very open. It's very tiny. I got 3 bar stools to fit in here, but I was also able to add another, like a full table in here, which I was really excited for. I was really excited about that, and I was worried that your Sims wouldn't be able to get to it because it does take up quite a lot of space, but everything works just fine. I have play tested this, so I had a lot of fun play testing this one. I just really enjoy doing apartments in general. They're really fun for me. I love to decorate. I love to build, of course, but I would say that like where a lot of what I really like to enjoy is decorating. I feel like I have a knack for it. I feel like I've kind of found my sweet spot and I really enjoy it. So yeah, apartments are a lot of fun for me. I just wish that we could change around windows, and I don't know, there's gotta be like in theory you would think that it wouldn't be that hard, because in The Sims 3 there was actually a cheat for apartments and you could do like anything to the apartments. You could change the windows, you could even change the size of the apartment. And yeah, I used to love playing in apartments for that reason in The Sims 3, because I could make my apartments whatever I wanted them to be. So I could make huge apartments, I could make tiny apartments, I could change the windows, which I think makes a big deal, because when I was doing the floor plan, which I kind of struggled with in this one, because the size of the living room, I almost got rid of the second bathroom. There's 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms in here. I don't know if I said that already, but I almost got rid of that second bedroom to add a little more extra space to the living area, but I decided against it. But when I was doing the floor plan, I had to take into consideration the windows in this build, because I wanted every bedroom to have a window in it, which is kind of tough because then like I did one layout where it just left me with like one tiny single window in the living room and the kitchen, and I was like, this is not gonna work. Like, that would be so depressing to have that little natural light coming into your apartment. I would not like that at all. So yeah, I was kind of thinking of those things when I was doing the floor plan, but I think that this turned out really nice. I decided to keep both of the bathrooms. That way there's like, the girls have a separate bathroom, and there's also laundry in that bathroom as well. So yeah, I decided to keep it, and it's just a small space, but your Sims can get through everything. And like I said, I imagine that you end up becoming really good friends with the Sims that you're sharing this apartment with, because you're so close to them. I also imagine that they're all 3 university students, so I was kind of thinking, keeping that in mind when I was like furnishing the apartment. I wanted it to maybe look like it could be like IKEA furniture, or, you know, they don't have like the nicest furniture in the world, or maybe their parents helped them out. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know. I enjoy this style. It's something that I don't do that often, but I really do enjoy it when I do. So yeah, anyways, the main living area has come together now. I am just working on, I guess this is kind of like the dining room. This is where I end up putting the dining table. I wasn't going to at first. I wasn't going to add another table because I do have bar stools, 3 bar stools, which would be perfect for the Sims, but you know that you're going to get that inevitable welcome wagon, and I imagine they're maybe going to have friends over, or maybe their parents over, and so I wanted to make sure that I had that extra seating, especially with the living space being so small. So anyways, we start here in the 3rd bedroom. This is the bedroom of, in my household, the bedroom of the male Sim who lives here. He is into sports, and I kind of imagine he's like a party Sim. He's like the typical jock, I think, is what I was going for. And I don't know, I kind of imagined him doing like robotics or something in university and doing like sports on the side, or maybe he's like training to be like a fitness coach or a wellness coach or a nutritionist, something like along those lines in university. But that's kind of how I pictured him, so I wanted to make sure that I have tons of sports stuff in here, and I went with kind of a blue and orange or yellow kind of theme in here. I just kind of pulled it from the bed. I know I talk about this in every one of my videos, but I like to take a bed or a piece of furniture and just pull it out and then use that as like a reference for the rest of the room. There's somebody outside of my house like honking their horn like crazy, and it's almost midnight. And so I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's driving me nuts. I'm surprised my dog is not barking right now, but I think my dog's asleep. But anyways, yeah, it's really annoying. So I apologize if you do hear that. So yeah, I just kind of filled this bedroom with some different sports posters, and I made sure that each bedroom has a computer, so they have their own little computer. You can lock the other Sims out if you wish. They all have laptops, which I thought was like really nice. They could carry them to university with them. And yeah, so in his room I put a soccer guide, a soccer ball, a basketball, and then there's like the loudspeaker, I think, I don't know what it's called, like the microphone on here. And that's pretty much it for his bedroom. It's pretty bare. I do add a shelf and clutter that up a little bit, but for the most part his room's pretty bare. I also made the decision to not paint the walls. I wanted them to kind of stay the same, like maybe their landlord didn't allow them to paint the walls, and so I liked that because it gave me a little bit more freedom to just go a little bit crazy with their rooms as far as their personality. Like, I was able to express more of their personality in how I furnished the rooms rather than the color of the rooms. So I thought it was just really realistic, and I thought that it was a good idea. So yeah, I really kind of carry that throughout the whole build. Like, I kind of keep that in mind, and everything's pretty like white and clean, but it goes with the whole style of everything. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were thinking of that when they moved in and they were just kind of like getting that vibe and they knew that they couldn't paint. So I also add like this brick wall along, I think, the outer walls. And yeah, I think it looks really, really nice, especially paired with the white. It adds a little bit of texture, so it kind of breaks things up. So it's not just all like a crazy, like sterilized white color. So there is a little bit of texture on the walls. And yeah, I think it works really nicely. I think I don't typically do that with apartments. Typically I use color a lot in my apartment. Sometimes I probably go a little bit overboard with like bright colors. Not just bright colors, but like I like to make rooms that probably are not realistic. Like, it's not realistic that like every girl sim has a pink bedroom, but I love pink and I love girly things. So all of my sim girls have pink bedrooms, but I didn't want to do that with this apartment because, one, I wanted it to kind of show their like maturity level a little bit better, and two, I just wanted to have that realism of them just having to express themselves through the furniture that they have. So anyways, out here, you've seen me put that table down. I actually end up changing it. I used the table that came with Tiny Living, and it's actually like a little bar table, so you have to use the bar stools with it. And I kind of switch it out a little bit a few times, but I also changed the color of the floor to this like really light wood color, and I really like that, especially with the white of the apartment. I don't know, I love this style. I love how it all comes together. So yeah, anyways, this is the second bedroom. This is the bedroom of the gardener. She also has a pet cat, and I've already made a plant apartment, like a plant lover's apartment, but I love plants in real life. And so yeah, I love playing gardeners and like having sims who are in that kind of field and growing like big gardens wherever I'm at, or doing like flower arranging. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this room. I put a ton of plants in here. It's a little bit over the top, but I imagine that the sim that lives here, she's a little bit more of a tomboy. She's pretty active. I would say she's probably a little bit into sports as well, and just taking care of her plants. So she's a botanist. And the sim that I created here, she's also a loner. So I imagine that she spends a lot of time in her studies, especially if she's like going to be a botanist or a biologist, or maybe she's gonna be like a biology teacher, or I don't know, she's gonna study plants. I don't exactly know, but that's how I imagined her, and I believe her aspiration is to be a freelance botanist. So she's going to be spending a lot of time with her plants and her cat. I also decided to make her have a cat. I don't know why. Just like, I think it was because I stuck that statue of the cats with the flowers, the little statue of the cat with the flowers. I think that's when I decided like, oh, I think I'm going to have a cat too. So I also stuck the little cat bed in front of her closet, but it's only covering that one side of the door, so your sims can still use that closet, so you don't need to worry there. But I was able to get her own desk and computer. She's got her closet, and I think I still put a dresser in. And then here I decided to switch these out for planter boxes that you can actually plant in, because all the plants that I had there were mostly for decoration. I wanted her to be able to have at least 2 plants that she could actually plant in game, instead of just having like pre-made plants. That way she would get, some kind of satisfaction. If she's going to live in the city, while she's doing her studies, she probably doesn't have that extra space to plant. So that's kind of what I was going for. So it's pretty much put together. I just put together these little shelves, and I love those little cans with flowers in them. Those little watering cans are so cute. And then I use these little hanging plants. They're like little hanging succulents, and I love those too. They just look so good with the green bed and the green like lamps. The lamps actually have leaves on them, so yeah, I thought it worked pretty perfectly. And then I was gonna put blinds in the windows, but I thought she probably asked for this bedroom because this bedroom has the biggest windows, so I imagine her being like a botanist. She probably asked, like, you know, guys, I need all the extra light for my plants, so that's probably why she has the largest bedroom. So she has room for and light for all of her plants to grow. So I feel like that's something that they probably all agreed on, and she has the largest bedroom. So yeah, I decided to take the blinds out and just use curtains instead. So here in the main entranceway, I stuck a few bikes in here. I only put 2 bikes in here. I'm trying to think. I was gonna put a bike in the 3rd bedroom, in the boys' bedroom, but I think I removed it. I could be wrong. I think I removed it. So if you have 3 Sims living here, you're gonna want to add another bike if you want them to all travel by bike. It's not a super big deal, just because I mean they don't really. I mean, it's a bike. Like, you don't really see them go anywhere. They'll kind of like ride around town or something, but no big deal. If they're going to like university or something, my Sims would get on their bike and like just drive their bike like right down like 5 feet away. So yeah, and then they'd get back off their bike. And so yeah, eventually I just took my Sims bike from them because they were just like biking to unnecessary places. It was a little bit lazy on my Sims part, I think. So yeah, I eventually took the bikes away from my Sims. So here in this room is for the really girly Sim. She only has a tiny little window in her bedroom, and I started to create this room, but I felt like it was looking too much like a little kid's room. It was very colorful. As you can see, things are getting a little colorful. This is where I get out of hand, like I was telling you, and I wanted her to have a little bit more mature taste that kind of flowed with the rest of the house. Like, I kind of imagine maybe she designed the house and maybe that's what she's going to school for, but she's just into that kind of thing. And so I really kind of kept the same style in her bedroom as I did with the rest of the house, which is something that I didn't really carry over with the other 2 bedrooms. But this bedroom, I think, turns out really sophisticated, and it still looks really super girly without being like pinks and purples thrown everywhere, which, like, you guys know I love pink and I love purple and I love making things bright. But not with this bedroom. With this bedroom, I just wanted it to look a little more grown up. So she has her own computer as well, and I just locked the other Sims out of it. So I did that with all of them. That's one thing that I've gotten into the habit of doing whenever I create Sims, is I just, like, one of the first things I do is I assign their beds, and then I lock everybody out of their computers. I don't know, it's just like a habit, like when I start the game. Just so people aren't getting into your computers, and they're going to need it for school. So yeah. So the one little kid thing that I did put in here was this little teddy bear. I sized it up. I thought maybe she won it at like a festival or something and decided to keep it. Maybe her boyfriend gave it to her. I don't quite know. I just thought it was like cute to add a little bit of girliness to the to her bedroom. So yeah, and then I just clutter up the shelves, and then I clutter up her dresser a little bit, and I think that's pretty much it for this bedroom. And then I think I just do the bathrooms, and the bathroom on this side of the apartment is actually, I kind of imagined for the girls, so I did decorate it a little bit more girly as well. And the other side of the apartment, I imagined is strictly for the boy that lives here, but it's also got the laundry in it, so of course the girls are gonna have to go in there sometime. I just thought it was nice to have a little bit of like a division, because I imagine when they first got their roommate, you know, they didn't know him very well, so they kind of wanted to give him his own space. But yeah, so I add just a few hangings on the wall, and I used the painting that had a candle in it. I thought it was so cute because I used candles on her dresser. So yeah, it just turned out really, really cute. I'm really happy with this room. I really, really like it. It's super girly. Oh, I sized up this rug from Tiny Living, and it's like a perfect pink color, but it's not like overly done, and it looks so good in the room. I think it is kind of sticking out into the other room a little bit, but you can't see it because I have a dresser there, so I left it anyways. So the bathroom here, I love this. I put these little like shelves here, and I just clutter it up with a bunch of different like girl items and some like the hair dryer item, the Q-tips that came with cats and dogs that I think is like for a vet, and just I put a plant in here. I put some towels on the rack, and yeah, it just looks pretty good. So yeah, we are coming to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this apartment. It is on the Sims 4 gallery, so you can check it out. You can download it there under my ID, Mindii1990, and my NDII1990. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. I've had fun play testing this. I really like the idea of just having like all roommates together. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and be sure to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.